Okay, I'm going to go over some things that, some obvious points of emphasis against the Cyclones. Their goaltender is good. Um, the goaltender does block shots high, but generally does not glove the shots. So generally, if you shoot high, there should be a second person or the same person looking for a rebound. So if you come in and boink off the goaltender, remember these trailing players, they should always be expecting a rebound. Most of the times there won't be a rebound, but they should always be expecting to be able to hit one in. So if we have a chance, a first shot, and I always say, get with him, get with him. You hear me screaming from the bench, get with him, give him some help. That means you're trailing him by 5 or 10 feet. So after he takes the initial shot and the rebound comes back, you're right in position to put it in the net. Okay. One of the things I want to go over too is the goaltender's ability to be able to sweep pretty good, but a limited ability to be able to stay up. So what happens is she'll sweep to one direction, but can't necessarily sweep to the other direction. She makes a commitment, and if you deke her, she'll go a certain direction. She got deked a few times, and if you watch them on tour videos, player would make a move like they're going to the right, and she'd swing to the right and leave the net wide open. So she falls for these deke moves. More importantly, on a 2-on-1 or 2-on-2, we got lead person with a puck. They should pick a side. You should pick a side. You're going to the net. You don't want to go straight on and take a shot. But pick a side, especially if you have a trailer. They're going to take the other side. The thing to do would be to pass to the man and then boink one timer right back to that person, because what happens is she'll slide, make the commitment to slide, and not be able to recover and get back to the other side of the net. So it'll be a pretty free and wide open net. So look for that. Look for that possibility of the one timer. You're not going to have time to handle the puck. So you're going to have to be able to pass it and smack it right back to the person. But she'll make that commitment to swing to the other side. So look for that. All right. Another thing that they're real big on is placing someone here, right beside the net, just hanging out. They'll give up one of the people. They'll have someone over here, someone over here. But the idea is to get that to that person so they can hit it in, because Kyle's obviously going to be over here with these two people in the puck. They'll have someone hiding here, and this is what drives me crazy. The last few games, we'll have someone hanging out from the other team right in front of Kyle. This area called the house here. It's called the house for a reason. You got a clean house. This is not a zone defense area. If you're a defenseman, if you're the designated back door, you are not watching where the puck is. You know where the puck is, but you're not watching the puck. What you're looking for is your head's on a swivel. You're looking all around to see if anybody's in this house here. And what you're doing is you're staying right next to him. Staying in proximity right next to him. Preferably between him and the goaltender. And his stick is down. Your stick is underneath theirs. Not touching it necessarily, because if you're lifting on the stick, they're going to be aware of your presence there of lifting on the stick and just maneuver their stick around yours. The thing to do is once they get that pass, and obviously it's not going to be, in this situation for the Cyclones, it's going to be over here. You're going to be here. You're engaging that stick. And you're underneath it. And as soon as that pass comes to her, pop. You're popping that stick up. I've seen my son pop it so hard that he's actually popped it out of their hands. You don't want to lift a stick, because a lot of times, if you look at a stick and say, there's a stick here, okay? If you lift a stick, sometimes your stick will slide down the shaft all the way to the glove hand. And if that happens, they're going to call a hooking call. Okay? There's no real advantage to actually lifting the stick for any more than a second. It's a simple pop, and you're getting the stick off the ice for them, and they're not able to put it in the net. You got to be real careful of your skate angle here too, because if your skates are angled in such a way that they shoot the puck and it bounces off your skates and in, it's a goal. The rule states it's only a clear, defining kicking motion that negates a goal. So regardless if it's off your skate or their skate and it goes in the goal, it's a goal. So you got to be real aware. You got to keep your skates parallel to the way the shot's being shot. Or necessarily to the way that it would block off and go somewhere else. Let's see what else. They like to take shots, Kyle, from here. They'll do slap shots from this area. They have no problems doing it. I'm not a big fan of slap shots because it takes extra time to set up, gives the goaltender an extra second to set up, be in position. All it is basically is just a harder shot. It's not going to go through anybody's pads. Just because it's a harder shot doesn't going to drill a hole through Kyle's blocker glove and go through. They're less accurate. They take longer to set up. The statistics support it. 85% of the goals scored in the NHL are wrist shots and snapshots, not slap shots. The defenseman, what you're going to do is as you see them set up and stop, you are coming towards them so that you necessarily, in a profile, you're this big from far away, but closer, you're this big, so you're much harder to get around. I'm not a big fan of going down on the ice. You can slide. A good forward, all they do is move it laterally as you slide past, and now you're out of the position and they have a clear shot. I'm a bigger fan of standing tall, turn your face away. You don't want to be facing the puck, regardless if wire cages can crack or whatever. So you're coming to them. Probably have the free stick hand so that you can still poke check it if they don't take the shot. The other hand maybe close to your body, necessarily legs both close together. You're going to try to come in the same angle as what the shot would go directly to the net. So as you get bigger, they necessarily have to shoot here or shoot here, which is not on the net. So as you approach them, come from the direction of the net towards them, and clamp the one hand down to the side, put your legs together. Don't spread your legs out. I saw a Montour defenseman do that and try to spread out as wide as possible. That's easy to get a puck past them. The hard thing is to make that solid, telephone pole out of your body. Let's see what else. They get the first person out really quick for the puck. The other two really sort of not really quickly. You'll see in the videos the crazy, but the referees just blatantly favor them. I saw if you watch the video, you saw a little Montour guy trying to get his position on the puck by sticking his elbow in front of the body of the other player, and he goes down. She shoves him down to the ground. He gets called for the penalty. She gets the penalty shot. I actually coached her. That's Mia from the M Pens a couple years ago. She's a pretty physical player. She shoved him to the ice. He goes down. She gets the penalty shot. Another situation where there was a Montour kid that was coming on the ice from his bench, and the returning Cyclone was going to their bench. She takes him out. Obviously the oncoming player has the right of way. Anybody coming off the ice has to give right of way to the oncoming players. Ends up the Cyclone gets the penalty shot. Just one thing after another where there was, I think, 7 penalties versus 1. And a lot of them, actually this wasn't a penalty shot. I think it was just the referee was standing like 5 feet away when this happened and looked and didn't even make the call. So you can't put yourself in those positions. You can't, they're big girls. They will try to gain body position on you. They'll try to use their body to shield the puck from you. They'll turn their back to you, put their shoulder in, They're going to keep the puck on the other side of where you're at. And like I said, this kid tried to do the same thing and got a penalty called for him. So if we're down in a game, especially be prepared to get things called on you, because the presumption will be that we're taking extra liberties to try to get back in the game, So I would like to get an early lead in this game and not have to deal with that. They move fast. They forecheck. If you come on and you have the puck, expect one person to be right on you. Okay, they like to spread out on the ice. They will be here. They're good passers. Occasionally they'll make a mistake pass if you force them to. We have to be on the same boat in terms of forechecking. We haven't been forechecking as aggressively as I'd like. That's something necessarily we're going to have to do. A couple of the other things that we haven't done is this fast pass, one-timer pass. When you're accepting the pass, look before you accept the pass and see if you can not stick handle it and get it to the next person real quick. They work on quickness. You're going to be surprised how quick they are. You're going to have to address that with quickness on our part. Remember last game what happened was we had a lot of people carrying the puck up the ice, and all they did was overman us, put 1 or 2 people on that guy with the puck and force the puck off him. The best way to do an overman situation is a quick pass, because guess what? 2 other players of the 3 are right on this man here. You do a quick pass before that overman situation, you necessarily have a 2-on-1 on this end. So, that's the best way to deal with that. Passing the puck's always going to be faster than carrying it. So we're going to have to pass the puck as fast as we can. Let's see, what other situation? I know what it was. We're not using the far boards. Matt Kessel valiantly tried to make a bomb pass a couple weeks ago, maybe last week I think it was, and it was intercepted by a guy right here. Here's some clues to this, and my son, necessarily one of the better things my son does is this bomb pass, and he's made quite a few of them. And I think if I can hook him up with Jesse has good breakaway speed, we can get maybe a bomb to Jesse and get some quick early goals. That would necessarily have to pull Cam off the D. I'm going to maybe put Cam at a wing or something. I'm not sure. We'll see what to do. But I know my son can launch that pass, and you know he's had a full season of practicing this. At the Ampens, that was one of our plays from the far face-off circle. Have a wing. Now in 5-on-5 hockey, obviously you have to be behind the blue line. So the deal was to bounce it off the blue line here, and you'd catch it here before you were off sides. You know, on ours, there's no offsides. It would actually have to be before the red line. You know, wherever you're at here, it's going to have to be before the red line. You don't want it to end up going. You know, if you go beyond the red line, there's a very good chance it might go right on goal, and we won't get a shot. So depending on how things are working, I kind of rather not show all my cards in case we have to meet them in the playoffs and we need an extra advantage. I'd like to have that bomb play in my back pocket and not have to necessarily show it this game, so that they know it's coming in the playoffs. You know, kind of lose the battle to win the war. I might set up an automatic thing where if any puck is placed, you know, behind our bench there, that the forwards automatically know that it's going to be a bomb play, and the backdoor guy know that it's automatically going to be a situation where we're bouncing it. One of the problems that I was saying about what Matt necessarily didn't have a lot of speed on his pass, and that's a hard pass to make. First of all, we're in the Olympic rink, which is 15 feet wider. You know, so you're looking at what is it, 85 feet, I think it is, to here. So you're looking at a 160-foot pass on the ice. That's, you know, that is not a shot you take from here with a stick and a person here. You know, that's a shot you take with your puck way back here and your stick, and you have to necessarily pull it way through your body, you know, to get it launched. It can be up on the glass. Sometimes even the glass sometimes is better. It'll eventually fall to the ice where our forward needs it. Sometimes the bottom of the boards, that yellow section there, is dead. So sometimes you might get a better rebound with a rubber puck off the glass than you will. And it might have a better chance of not being intercepted as well. My son usually can get it off the boards. And I'm sure there's probably other players in the team just haven't really had a chance to practice it yet. You know, I've been calling for that all season. That's something that's an easy goal, because none of the teams, I haven't seen any of the teams use the far boards. It's just amazing to me how that's overlooked. We do the same thing. We'll have 5 players, here, and then we'll try to force a pass through these players instead of going here. You know, just makes sense, especially with that Olympic ring with 15 feet extra feet. So I try to like to use the far boards more. Defensively, we have to clean house. This person cannot be here uncontested, or here if they happen to be. But in past games, it's been here or here. Okay, they cannot be there. They cannot be there uncontested, I should say. They have to be engaged. They have 3 players. We have 3 players. If it takes one of our players to engage them, then it's a 2-on-2. Then whatever it may be. Never leave the house to go after a puck or to overman a puck, because if you leave that person there, by the time you get over here, that pass is already made to them and the puck's in the net. That's what they're looking for. They're looking to cycle you out of the house. Your first duty is to not leave somebody here. If there's somebody in trouble with a puck or something like that and there's nobody in front of the house, you might be able to take a chance, but someone should follow and cover that house there. That's a very important thing. When I'm not head coach, I'm assistant coach, and I'm always assistant coach for defense, so I know what I'm talking about. I've had a lot of good defenses over the years. I've coached, players on the opposite team we're playing, actually, tomorrow. So, I know that she knows defense as well. What else do they like to do? That's about all I can think of for now. So if I think of something in the meantime, I'll add the recording. All right.